There's no music. There's just me. I'm sorry. I am a small person representing something very large. And I hope I do it justice. And man, this bell is intimidating. It's like everything starts with this bell. Are you all ready? Because I'm a speaker. I'm not like a slide guy, so like tune in to the sound of my voice right now. And we'll go on this roller coaster together. Are you all ready? Hi, everyone. I'm Brian. I'm nobody. Forget my name. I'm a guy who wants to build a statue of Ronnie James Dio in Prescott Park in Portsmouth, and I assure you that I am serious. I think the heroes we pick are important, and we're going to talk about a few heroes tonight, not just Dio. The first hero I'm going to talk about is not Dio, but he's a poet, and he was a rock star before there were rock stars. When he died, London was so sad they shut everything down and rang the church bells all day. Alfred Lord Tennyson. And he has a statue at London Cathedral, among other places, because he's a hero in that city, and this is what you do to heroes. You build statues. The second is Dio, and I'm not going to tell you about the many, many reasons why Dio, our native son born in Portsmouth, should be memorialized here. You can Wikipedia him. He's a musician. 33 years ago yesterday, he released Holy Diver, one of the most important heavy metal and rock albums of all time. I'm not going to talk about that. This is about why we need Dio, not why Dio deserves us. He deserves way better than us. This is about us and why we need Dio. Tennyson, the first guy, wrote a poem called Ulysses, another hero. This poem remains to this day one of my favorites, and I can't read it to you in its entirety, but you should read it aloud and see if you don't find your hand in a fist when you're done, because it's like a mission statement for warriors and artists. The poem begins on Ulysses, or Odysseus, bored after completing the events of the Odyssey. And before I read you a section of that, Ulysses is a different kind of hero as opposed to idiots like Achilles. Ulysses was clever. He was a trickster and a thinker. And this was Tennyson's super British interpretation of that trickster hero who is earnest and curious and useful. We can decide who our heroes are, is my point. A hero is a liquid. And the first stanza, Ulysses has grown bored ruling the Ithacians, and they're awful. And we hear him speak. It little profits that an idle king by this still hearth among these barren crags, matched with an aged wife, I meet and dole unequal laws unto a savage race that hoard and sleep and feed and know not me. How dull it is to pause, to make an end, to rust unburnished, not to shine in use as though to breathe were life. Nothing cool happens in Ithaca. No great things are being done. Nothing is being built. There are no heroes because there's no need for heroism. Housing is expensive. Their arts festival is under repeated attack by ancient NIMBYs. And Ulysses is a man who watched Achilles kill Hector. This man helped conquer Troy. This man shot arrows through 30 dudes who were trying to seduce his wife. And now he has to deal with Virgil the fisherman who doesn't think Hecate should be able to expand her vomitorium. It's lame. It's lame. It's lame. Ulysses wants none of it. He passes off his responsibilities to his son and says he's going to sail until he finds everything cool in the world or dies, whichever comes first. And he's taking the other cool people with him. Leave it to his son to deal with this nonsense. I'm moving to LA. Dio left us too. He built his life in Cortland, New York, and he never returned to Portsmouth. But what if he did not? What if Dio returned or stayed because there was something for him here? What if we said together that Portsmouth isn't Ithaca, but it's the place you live Ithaca for? It's the journey itself. It's the constant pursuit of the next great thing. It's a place where an artist like Dio and Tennyson can be a hero. And you remember what we do to heroes. We build statues. So let's build Dio, heavy metal icon right here in the middle of Prescott Park. So the next Dio knows that the future here belongs to her. This is what heroes look like, we'll tell her. This is not a dying city devoted to remembering the days when it lived, but a living vessel sailing to the future. This is where the lost children of rock and roll can come to and be and not escape from. We have chosen what being a hero means, creating and building and being unapologetically yourself like Dio was, and you can be. There lies the port, the vessel puffs her sail. There groom the dark, broad seas, my mariners, my holy divers. Souls that have toiled and wrought and thought with me that ever with a frolic welcome took the thunder and the sunshine and opposed free hearts, free foreheads. You and I are old. Old age hath yet its honor and its toil, Death closes all but something ere the end. Some work of noble note may yet be done, not unbecoming men that strove with gods. The lights begin to twinkle from the rocks. The long day wanes. The slow moon climbs. The deep moans round with many voices. Come, my friends. 'Tis not too late to seek a newer world. Push off and, sitting well in order, smite the sounding furrows, for my purpose holds to sail beyond the sunset and the baths of all the western stars until I die. It may be that the gulfs will wash us down. It may be we shall touch the happy isles and see the great Achilles who we knew. Though much is taken, much abides. We are not now the strength which in old days moved earth and heaven, but that which we are, one equal temper of heroic hearts, made weak by time and fate, but strong in will to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Not yielding is the important part of that Tennyson bit. And I am in a room with good folk, and normal folk are elsewhere, so I'll speak to you weirdo to weirdo. Do not yield the city. We are in a struggle against normie culture as old as time itself. Normal people with no art run almost every facet of life. Finance, taxes, parking, city council meetings, insurance, what drugs you're allowed to do, who you're allowed to sleep with. They always have. They love nothing more than silence, than being asked permission, than Minions memes, than NCIS and NCIS Miami. They love the idea of cool, but suppress cool as a function of their biology. They are Ithaca. They hoard and sleep and feed. They have infinite patience. They have money, and we don't. They can get passionate about the footprint or height of a building, and we never will. They will thoroughly oppose Dio. They will seek control of our lives and all lives because people create, others seize and say, this is mine now, and it must be just so. They are effective. Most of the universe is silent and artless and ungreat. Most times we lose this fight. But heroes don't lose fights, and we pick our heroes. We can say to the normies that we belong here, not in New York or LA or Portland. We can say this is ours, this city is ours. Our hero Dio protects it. Here is his statue. He wrote Holy Diver. Where is your statue, might I ask? Now, Captain America, a hero whose weapon is an invincible shield, which is important, had this great moment with Spider-Man in the Civil War comics. He's asked why he's doing what he's doing, fighting Iron Man and all that, and the reasons are long, his answer is long, but its ending is a poem, really, and it says everything I ever wanted to about heroism. He says, when the mob and the press and the whole world tell you to move, your job is to plant yourself like a tree beside the river of truth and tell the whole world, no, you move. Dio is our history. This is the truth. This is our hero. Do not move. Build Dio. Thank you.